Testing 1, 2, 3. Give me a thumbs up if the sound is good. Great. Got a couple more. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. No worries. You have time. Keep it. Oh, I'm going to tell them why I have it on. All right, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up again. Oh, lay it down. Oh, open it. Is it good now? Okay. 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 We're ready to get started. I'm Tanisha Hudspeth. That's Teneshia. Hudspeth, Hudspeth. And I am your Harris County Clerk. At this time, polling locations across the county have closed. I say that with a little bit of hesitation because we do have voters still in line voting. There were many voters in line at some of our vote centers at 7 o'clock p.m., so they will be processed until every last ballot is cast. As of 7 o'clock p.m., more than 93,000 voters cast their ballot in person at one of our over 160 Election Day vote centers across the county. Approximately over 43,000 were Democratic voters and a little bit over 50,000 Republican voters. Unofficial election results are now online at harrisvotes.com. All those who voted early during the week of early voting in person and all those who voted by mail, you will see the early voting number results on harrisvotes.com. So you can go there now to look at the results for both the Democratic and Republican primary election. Running elections in the third largest county in the United States and the largest county in Texas would not be possible without the tireless work of our dedicated election workers. So if you're in line and you're waiting to be processed, tell that election worker thank you. And most importantly, thank you to the Harris County Clerk Elections full-time team who have run 8 elections back to back the last 8 months. I want to thank again more than 2,500 election workers dedicated their time to the democratic process. No matter it was for the Republican or Democratic primary, the work involves all of us together. The official election results will be available after the parties have completed their canvass. So again, after Election Day, there are overseas and mail ballots that have a certain amount of days to come in and be processed, as well as any provisional ballots. A little bit of a temperature on calls today, over 436 calls. That is not a very big number compared to what we see in November. Majority of those calls were from voters. Where can I go vote? We vote anywhere in Harris County because of countywide voting. And how do I find my sample ballot? So this call center has been on the phone around the clock answering those. Some other calls were related to supporting election workers in the field. But for the most part, today has been a successful voting day. Again, those early voting number results are on harrisvotes.com right now. And if you're wondering why I have this lay on, well, we are finally saying aloha to the 8 month of elections that we have run back to back since last October. Harris County Elections has had an election every month. In May was the marathon month, 3 elections simultaneously happening. So I'm so proud of all the election workers, the political parties, my staff, and myself. Because we have worked very, very hard, and we are excited to say aloha at least until we get to November. Are there any questions?
Walk us through the process in terms of what happens at the voting centers to the time the ballots actually arrive.
Yes, absolutely. So the question is in regard to what happens today as we are reading results. So right now everyone knows what the results of early voting and ballot by mail voters. But now as election workers are packing up, what they are doing is finishing all their paperwork, their chain of custody, and they're also breaking down the equipment that they will have to return. For this election, we have 2 what is called regional collection sites. You're standing here at one of those regional collection sites, which happens to be Harris County Election Headquarters. So each of those judges are assigned to a different regional collection site. Will bring in their boxes, go through the chain of custody here. Once we are finished with that process, which is right behind me, and I'm sure you'll be able to see it a little bit closer in just a moment, then we read the drives to provide election day results. Now, you heard all of that. That means election workers have to finish, shut down, travel to a regional collection site, bring in those boxes, and then and only then, once it comes to the final place, which is headquarters, will we run results. Don't ask me what time we're going to finish, but I hope we've got a bet going on in the office that we're able to close out earlier than a November election. Yeah, it's really hard. You know, when you live in a county our size where there's more than 5 million people that live here, 2.7 million registered, you know, part of my job is to encourage as many people, inform as many people to vote. But I have to be honest, voters are tired. They're wondering on any given month, you know, what election are we voting in now? And so having those back-to-back elections for 8 months straight, you know, only provides a voter confusion and realizing whether you qualify to vote in that election or not. Last November was constitutional amendments, special election cities, runoffs, endless runoffs, right? And so when you talk about this, I think the bigger question and concern that we need to address in this next legislative session is talking to people across the aisles, both Democrats and Republicans, come up with some, you know, common sense laws that will consolidate some of the elections. Right now, those laws don't allow for primaries to be combined with the special, a runoff to be combined with another type of election. So I'm already talking with our elected officials across the aisle, seeing how we can be a little bit proactive, right? Not just from the voter aspect, but elections cost money, and lots of money if you're running elections in Harris County. And so part of that is just voter fatigue, right? In the month of May, you have Mother's Day, graduations, Memorial Day holiday. I mean, when you're running an election the day after a major holiday, getting voters to engage and be informed and understand why it's so important to cast their ballot before November, it's kind of hard to get that messaging across. So to the 93,000 or more at this point, kudos to you. I think now folks are solely focused on November. Who are the nominees going to be on both sides of the aisle? And I look forward to November because I believe we're going to see record-breaking numbers in the November election. Any other questions? Again, on harrisvotes.com, you can look at results in real time. We will continue to report election night results until we are completely done. So please send us all the great vibes that this can be sooner than later. Thank you all so very much.
Well, good evening, everybody. After a public service career lasting more than 4 decades and 18 consecutive campaign wins, tonight we've come up short in this primary runoff. You know, a few years ago, I had a friend of mine say, "You know what makes God laugh?" He said, "When we make plans." I've spent most of my time in the Senate building the Republican Party in Texas and in the U.S. Senate, and I've always supported the Republican ticket, and I intend to do so again in this general election. I've said throughout this race that I trust the voters of Texas, and they've made their decision, and I must respect it. Tonight I'm joined up here by 3 women who mean everything to me, and without whom I never would have enjoyed the incredible ride and public service career that I've had for many, many years. Of course, my wife Sandy, of 46 years and counting, and then our daughters Danley and Haley, of whom I'm enormously proud, and they mean everything to me. Politics is hard on families, especially, but I believe, and I know my family believes, that public service is an honorable calling. Serving others is a high purpose. And while much about politics is ugly, we choose to serve through the good, the bad, and the ugly. Of course, we could not have run this race without an outstanding campaign team that has served me so well through so many campaigns, truly the finest I've ever worked with. To Rob, Mayanne, and Andy, and the entire campaign team who worked tirelessly and gave everything they had, and who believed in me, I want to express my gratitude. Of course, I want to thank my U.S. Senate staff, ably led in Washington, D.C. by Drew and in Texas by David. You work hard for 32 million Texans every day that I'm honored to represent, with long hours, high stress, and job uncertainty. I want to express my gratitude to my staff for their incredible professionalism and dedication to the 32 million people of Texas that I'm honored to represent. To everyone who's worked with me, alongside of me for all these many years, I just want to say thank you. And then to my supporters in this campaign, more than 1,000 current and former elected official endorsements, more than 30 statewide organizations, to every financial supporter, every volunteer, everyone who voted for me in this election, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Tonight I'm reminded of something Teddy Roosevelt said in 1910. He said, "It's not the critic that counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and blood and sweat, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming. But who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be among those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat." A number of years ago, up in West Texas, that's not the region, that's the city, where there was a terrible catastrophe, the county commissioner up there.
Texas A10, what up? appreciate y'all. So y'all know I never, ever write anything down. But there's just so many people that I need to thank for everything that's happened thus far. I want to start by doing something that we've been doing throughout the campaign. We started off with me saying, I'm Christian Menifee, I'm running for Congress. I'm Christian Menifee, I'm your new congressman. I'm Christian Menifee, I'm staying in Congress. I want to start by thanking my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I didn't talk religion much on the campaign trail, but those who know me know how deeply and how closely held my beliefs are. I'm up every single morning, 4 a.m. in the Bible, praying, toiling, and for us to get here, I know that we would not be here without Christ. I want to thank the single-handed most important person to this campaign, to my life, Caitlin, my wife. A full-time lawyer, a part-time half campaign manager, mother, see something she don't like on social media, ready to box. She been there rocking out the whole time. I love you, honey. To my parents, Chris and Gail, they're up here somewhere. To my siblings, Sean and Asia, who are here, and Patrick, who's not here, and my kids, Gabriel and Malcolm. Making y'all proud is the honor of my life. And I love y'all. You know, we done been through so much in our family, y'all. And, you know, my first stump speech when I was running was about my upbringing and some of the things that we went through. But, like, to go generationally from some of the things that we experienced to be standing on stage in front of y'all, like, words cannot suffice. So I thank y'all. I love y'all, each and every one of y'all. Yasser. To Caitlin's family, Mr. Hill, Mrs. Pennington, I know y'all are watching. Rachel, Nahom, Elena Jiro, love y'all to death. To my the coldest campaign team in Houston. That means, yes, Delilah, I go to Hillary. She always says I never shot her out. Roxanne, Kira, Stefan, Bruce, Tatiana, thank y'all so much. And two, I don't see them up here, but my campaign manager, Jamie Stewart today. Oh, man. Jamie's a kid, y'all. Jamie's like 24 years old. And when I tell you this guy is brilliant, he is masterful, he has no problem arguing with the candidate, standing up to me, telling me what I need to do. And Jamie, we would not be here if it were not for you, man. So congratulations. To our organizers, Nish, Aaron, Ari, our interns, many of whom have been with the campaign since last summer. These folks were knocking doors, we're at community centers, we're putting together block walks. Thank y'all so very much. They taught me all the Gen Z lingo, so if I said something that was cool, it was them. And of course, Blake, you held it down. I think I saw you earlier, Blake. I appreciate you. Bayou City Strategies, that's Lily and her team. Lake Research Partners, our poll team. Daniel and the Vote Shift team. Resonance Campaigns, our mail team. Matt Wagenius and Lone Star Digital. And a special thank you to our ad firm, AdWell. All the ads that y'all saw on television, that was AdWell and Vote Shift that did that. So whether it's the Still Running thing or the Cribs ad or the Martin joint, it was them, and they're brilliant. When Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee passed a couple of years ago, I took it really hard, but there were a team of people who surrounded the Congresswoman who immediately came and started surrounding me and did all they could to help lead us to where we are today. So I want to say a special thank you to them. That is Dooney, Danielle and Stacy, Linda Brown, Evelyn Dupree, Julian, and of course this crazy, crazy man right here, Gerald Womack. And Gerald got on the phone and half the Houston was supporting the campaign after he got off the phone. To the folks at the Harris County Attorney's Office, Neil Sarker, who's here, I don't know if he's on stage, Neil, Jay Iyer, these are folks who I hired as soon as I got to the County Attorney's Office, and they stuck with me. And then, of course, John Fambon, our current County Attorney. After Caitlin, John was the very first person I ever talked to about running for elected office. And he's been with me ever since, someone I can go to for just about everything, and it means the world to me to have your friendship, John. To my finance committee, the chairs, Katie McNerney and Gerald, raising that money. But it was many of y'all. I'm looking out across the room, Derek, Mike Munger. I see so many people who hosted fundraisers, who gave a couple bucks, who got their friends to give money, and it really means the world to me. Thank y'all so much. To our organizations and partners who supported us, thank you. The AFL-CIO and every single union, and I know my Fab Five from the Teamsters are here somewhere. Thank y'all. To the elected officials who supported this campaign, those of you who read the Bible know that there's a story about a young man named Gideon who was going to war, and when he was going to war, he had thousands of soldiers with him, and after a series of tests, those soldiers went from thousands to just 300. And in the first campaign that we ran, we had a lot of people standing with us, but it was a whole lot less in this campaign. And so I want to make sure that we give our flowers to the elected officials who stood by me. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, former Congresswoman Erica Lee Carter, Congresswoman Lizzie Fletcher standing right next to me, and also standing on stage with me I have my Senator Boris Miles, State Representatives Ana Hernandez and Armando Wally, State Representative Lauren Ashley Simmons, my dog, Harris County Commissioner Leslie Briones, our DA Sean Tier, and our tax assessor collector Annette Ramirez, our constables Jerry Garcia, Sherman Eagleton, Silva Trevino, Silky Joshi Malik, Andrew Duhan, and then all of my friends at the city, and there are so many of them, Councilwoman Tiffany Thomas, Councilman Mario Castillo, Ed Pollard, Joaquin Martinez, Councilwoman Sally Alcorn, and then two of our former city controllers, Ronald C. Green, Carol Robinson, and then, of course, my Fort Bend family. Right now, I think there's a party going on in Fort Bend because my boy Dexter McCoy is about to be the next Fort Bend County judge. My Fort Bend County Sheriff, Eric Fagan, Maxine Lane Seals. Oh, she in here? Maxine in here? Every single elected official, from the federal level to the school board to former elected officials like Jarvis Johnson, who's here, I want to thank each and every one of y'all. Y'all support meant the world to me, and I know how stressful it was for you to have to support Martha. Hold on, I'm not done yet. I still got a list. I'm getting there. But I know how hard it was to go up against the powerful, so I want to thank y'all. And now, the next tier of people who I really want to thank are folks who I've known since forever, who stood with me. Martha Cassis Tatum and I go back to when she first ran for city council, and I threw an event for her, and we have been rocking out ever since. And the fact that she's still with me meant the absolute world to me. Thank you, Martha. Y'all already heard from him here today, our city controller, Chris Hollins. He's got a very bright future. And to our soon-to-be state representative, Otis Evagaru, who's hanging around here somewhere, thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to say thank you to the faith leaders across this district. Faith leaders prayed for me, cared for my family, poured into us, and some of them even gave us money, y'all. I want to say a special thank you, including my pastors, Pastor Marcus Cosby and Alexander Johnson is here with us today. To every single person who knocked doors, who made calls, who stood at polling locations, and that's so many people in this room, I'm just blown away by the number of people willing to give their money, their time, their resources to helping us make this shake. And I want y'all to know that that means the absolute world to me. I will not forget it. And thank each and every one of y'all. Two more sets of people. Elbows got a little sharp over the past 15 months. And there were people who went places on our behalf, who spoke on our behalf, who really held their ground. They stood resolute each and every day. Y'all know who y'all are, DJ Rashid and some other folks. Thank y'all very, very much. And the last person I want to thank is Congressman Al Green. I want to be clear about what happened here. President Trump told Governor Abbott to carve up black and brown districts in the state of Texas in order to strip us of our representation. There were other governors across this country. There were other state senators across this country who, when President Trump called them and told them to carve up their black and brown districts, they said no. But Governor Abbott capitulated, and he made the 18th Congressional District and the 9th Congressional District victims by pitting two elected officials against each other. Made us have to fight for crumbs, when right now we know that January 20th of next year, both Congressman Green and I should still be serving in the House of Representatives. So Congressman Green, brother, I want to give you your flowers. I want to thank you for your service to people across Houston and Harris County. From serving as a justice of peace to serving in Congress, I want to thank you for your courage to stand up when other people would not stand with you. To tell the President of the United States to his face that he didn't have a mandate. That takes courage, that takes conviction, and Congressman Green's legacy will outlive any election. And I'm committed to making sure that his legacy remains strong. What we've learned from this experience is that Republicans will stop at nothing to tear our communities apart. They have no problem stripping us of our voice in Congress, of making sure that black communities, brown communities can't elect a candidate of their choosing. They have no problem appointing a United States Supreme Court that would gut the Voting Rights Act and allow states across the South to redraw districts so that we don't have a voice. They have no problem letting ICE terrorize people in our communities and even execute people in the street. They have no problem sending their cronies to come in and take in Houston Independent School District, forcing teachers out and having families running as fast as they can to get to a better district. Republicans will stop at nothing. But what they underestimate is that our communities are stronger. We're not going to let this election tear us apart. We're not going to let this election pit leader against leader. We are going to emerge from this stronger and united. Now, I want to be honest with y'all. It's been 15 months. Woo! 4 elections in 7 months, but we've been campaigning for 15 months. And I was thinking to myself earlier, this was hard. It was hard on my supporters. It was hard on the people who care about us. It was hard on my family. And then my campaign manager reminded me, it's supposed to be hard. The 18th Congressional District is the district of Barbara Jordan, of Nikki Leland, Craig Washington, Sheila Jackson Lee, Sylvester Turner, Erica Lee Carter. It's supposed to be hard. It is a district of legends. It's a district of icons. It's a district of fighters. So it's up to us to continue that legacy. And we're going to do that. We're going to approach Congress every single day with the thoughtfulness of Barbara Jordan. We're going to approach Congress with the empathy of Nikki Leland. We're going to walk in with the brilliance of Craig Washington, with the hard-working spirit of Sheila Jackson Lee. We're going to have that joyfulness, that ability to bring people together like Sylvester Turner had. We're going to have that commitment to legacy that Erica Lee Carter has. And yes, we're going to bring that spirit of fierce and fearless protest that Al Green has. I'm focused on tomorrow. So my message to everybody watching this is, I don't care who you supported in November. I don't care who you supported in January and March and May. I'm here to work for each and every one of you. If we had your support, I'm so grateful we did. If we didn't, I look forward to earning your support. 18th Congressional District is the honor of my lifetime to serve y'all. My promise to you is I will always make y'all proud. This seat will never be about Christian Menifee. It will never be about my family. It will never be about me doing better in life. The 18th Congressional District belongs to you. Thank y'all.
Ready to the check, ready to pull over to get up and with me sharing 40 crowd in my lap. I'm standing on business, big check, we done did that. Pushing weird back, better give me respect and some more. Atlanta number, I would book the show for $1 grand or so. I was selling grand right on camera till that hammer slow. Lane speaking to me, what you need a camera for. From center here to hidden, from centerfold, better know. They call it falling, we just call it living. They say you live and die by your decision. Well, I'ma push it to the limit, never mind the consequences in the period.
Gender mutilation surgery performed on kids. And when asked what he loved outside of his family and friends, you heard what Brandon Gill said. His first answer was trans kids. That's weird, and that's a radical guy. He's a threat to our prosperity and Texas economy. He said you can't be a Christian if you support the oil and gas industries. He wants to raise your taxes, and he won't do a single thing to lower costs for you and your family. And finally, he's a threat to our very way of life and our values. I mean, he's a vegan who thinks God is non-binary and that there's actually 6 biological sexes. It's hard to imagine someone more radical than that. No matter what he says or how much he raises, the reality is that James Tallarico is going to be nothing more than a Texas-based puppet for Chuck Schumer and the National Democrats. He wants the open borders policies of Biden, the woke agenda of AOC. He's going to push trillions more in spending. It's going to continue to drive up prices for all of us. He can never become our senator, but I need your help. We know James Tallarico is going to raise more money than any Democrat in America. So I need everyone watching to go to kenpaxton.com and donate right now and support this campaign. Every Democrat, and I would say every Republican, knows that if we lose this state, if Republicans lose this state, we lose the country. But I truly believe that together, not only will we win this race, but we can ensure that America's best days are ahead of us. You see, I'm not just running against the Democrats. I'm running to deliver for you, just as I have as Attorney General. I'm running to lower your cost of living because you deserve to be able to buy a home, afford groceries, and have a high quality of health care without being forced to stay up at night worrying about how you're going to pay your monthly premium or pay off your debt. In the Senate, I'll support President Trump's America First agenda and finally secure our nation's elections by passing the Save America Act. I've taken on big food and big pharma as Attorney General. And I'm going to continue doing that in the Senate because making America healthy again is critical for our nation's future. As Attorney General, I've sued some of the largest companies in the world like Netflix, Snapchat, and Roblox for taking advantage of our kids by exposing them to dangerous, addictive material. In Washington, I will not stop fighting to protect Texas children from big tech hurting our kids. We live in dangerous times, and that's exactly why I'll support our military and be ready to confront the threat from Communist China, which is our #1 geopolitical enemy. Just a few weeks ago, I helped establish the first ever detransition clinic in the country at Texas Children's Hospital. This will help kids reverse the damage caused by radical doctors who tried to transition them. And in the Senate, I will never back down from taking on the woke mob. I've also seen firsthand how bad judges can destroy our freedom and force a liberal agenda on Texas. That's why I will be dedicated to confirming judges who will uphold and defend the Constitution. So now it's time to finish this, Texas. We have until November to come together and bring as many people into this campaign as possible, defeat James Tallarico, and deliver for our state. I can't thank you enough for your support and your hard work and your vote. Thank you for making history. God bless you, God bless Texas, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you. Thank you.
Labor owes you. Labor owes you for all that you have done, my friend. And, you know, I am, of course, I just wish things had turned out better. I'm gonna leave it on a positive note. That he has certainly been a great representative in the 9th Congressional District, and I think we should all give him a loud round of applause. Thank you so much, Congressman Green. I love you, and if you need me for anything, you know that I'm going to be right there by your side.
And I neglected to give you proper introduction, Claude. I thought everyone knows who the great Claude Cummings are. And so, again, today we're here in celebratory mode. Our congressman has set the benchmark. He has given a nice template as to how leadership should move forward, as to how you do so with integrity, and how you do so with conscience. And so this next individual that I'm going to bring up is no stranger to the city of Houston. He is great in terms of being former city attorney, and he has been a tremendous leader and a mentor to us all. Let me bring up Mr. Benjamin Hall.
Yeah, let's make sure we got the right mic here. I want to tell you, I am proud to know Congressman Al Green.
Yes.
Al Green is a leader among leaders.
Yes.
He didn't cower down in the face of Goliath. He did not. Right? He said, I will be the kryptonite of the cryptocurrency. You know what he said? Just stood up against $6 million of funded campaigns against him. Congressman, I want to tell you this, and you already know, you don't need a title to serve people. You don't need a title to serve people. And we thank God that you will be in this city as a leader of this city, continuing to give us your leadership. Even if you don't have the title of congressman now, you are a leader and a servant of the people. Thank you so much for your service. God bless you.
Great.
And again, I'm going to try to keep my comments at a minimum, but I have to say to you all that Congressman has been a tremendous mentor and a tremendous teacher on how to do things right and how to lead. And so, Congressman, just personal privilege, I really want to thank you for all that you poured in. And this is not the end. I need to make that clear to everybody. The best is yet to come. We are looking for greater things, and we are looking to follow your leadership. We are looking to continue the programs that you've laid the foundation for. And so at this time, let me bring up Ms. Tamara Bell, who you all know, who's a great community leader and advocate, and she will share her sentiments. Tamara, the floor is yours.
Hello, 9th District, 18th District, whatever they want to call us. We are the best in Texas. Give yourselves a hand for being here tonight. This shows you ride or die when you show up tonight. I mean, you don't lead till the fighting is done. As a former gang member, when I was 12, I can tell you that, okay? So I applaud you all for being here, standing in the trenches with Al Green. He ain't got nothing to be ashamed about, because you see in March, they said he was done then, and God said, oh, no, he not. So he still went back to D.C. fighting for us. He gonna go back to D.C., keep fighting for us, come on, still fight for us, and we gonna stand with him, right? Yeah. That ain't good enough for me, right? Right. I mean, he is the kind of person you wish you had as a congressman. He ain't scared, never been afraid, never gonna run, never gonna quit. There are people breathing today, still alive, because he stood up and fought for them for health care. He has people here who got deported who he brought back because he stood up for what's right. One thing about him, I don't care what your language is, his never changes, and it's love. Peace.
Come on, girl. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. And now we'll have, again, what I love about Congressman Green's coalition. It is diverse, and as representative of that, we're going to bring up Mr. Wheatley to talk and share his sentiments. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
My dear brother and sister, it's my dear brother Al Green, to make our community changing. I represent the International District and Immigrant Community. In last 21 years, Al, you always come to our community. You are the best congressman we ever had. Let's give it up. Today, all of us need to unite, fight for our future. We as an immigrant, we appreciate this is a great country, give us opportunity. Al, you bring $1 million to our district, change our life. So today, I really want to say thank you, Congressman. Thank you.
Thank you. Good job, man.
And personal privilege, I'd like to next bring up one of my favorite elected officials and my fraternity brother, Ron Reynolds, who has done a tremendous job in representing and advocating for us. And again, I am most happy to stand with leaders that are not afraid to do the right thing. And Ron, we count you amongst those. We are most pleased and we look forward to great things from you as well. And I'm going to turn the floor over to you, sir. Ron Reynolds, our state representative.
Thank you, George, and good evening, everyone. I am so proud of Congressman Al Green, truly a transformational leader. I have no doubt in my mind that history will judge Congressman Green very, very well because he has been on the right side of the issues. He's been unbossed. He's been on the front line speaking truth to power when others didn't have the courage or the tenacity to face the fierce MAGA extremist. He would go toe-to-toe. And we're so proud of Congressman for being that consistent leader, that transformational leader in the spirit of John Lewis, making good trouble. He's been a good troublemaker, y'all. And he has not stopped. This election does not define his legacy. He has been a tremendous asset to the constituents of the 9th Congressional District. He is one of the foremost civil rights champions of this new era. And I couldn't be more proud to call him a friend, a mentor, a fraternity brother, the godfather of my twins, someone who has given great counsel. And I know his work is not done. I know that his purpose isn't fulfilled. Even though the outcome wasn't what we expected tonight, we still adore and love him. So you all, I couldn't be more proud of this great man for fighting the good fight, for always being there on the right side of the issues. Never, ever has we seen him compromise his principles for the convenience of special interests, the billionaires and millionaires that many, unfortunately, in politics do. So I don't know, is it time to bring up the man? Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure and privilege to bring up the man of the hour, none other than Congressman Al Green. Y'all give it up.
Thank you very much, everyone. Would you kindly give all of my friends who have been so kind to me a big expression of appreciation? I was expecting something a little bit bigger than that. Let's hear it for my friends. Thank you. I am so honored to have served for these many years, more than 20, and I'm honored to have done some things that I'm very proud of. I'll say a bit about those things in just a moment, but first, let me thank the staff that has worked with me and that will still continue to work with me. So if the staff members who are here would just sort of come over and line up along the side here, please. Crystal, come over. Crystal, if you'll come over, please. Rachel, if you'll come over, please. Let's have Leanna come over as well, please. Where's Carl is here. There's Doc, okay, and Robertine. All right. Let's give all of these great public service a big expression of appreciation. I'm very grateful to you. And there are so many others that I would like to thank, but if I did, we would be here for quite a while. But I do want to thank the clergy. The clergy was very much instrumental in helping me throughout my career. They have been there to counsel with me, and they've also been there to stand and fight with me. So let's give the clergy a big expression of appreciation, please. And I have friends in labor who have stood with me, and those persons I greatly appreciate. Claude Cummings, of course, is here as the president of CWA, but SEIU, and there are other unions as well. I think that the men and women of labor are to be appreciated. So let's give labor a big hand, please, for what they've done to stand with me through the years. And I'd like to indicate to you that this effort has been one that was sincere. It's something that I have done as a labor of love. I have enjoyed all of my time as a member of the Congress of the United States of America. And I want to assure you that when I go back to Congress next week, I still plan to take up the cause of women in this country. I still will fight to make sure a woman has a right to choose. This is something that we cannot allow men to deprive women of. No man has a right to tell a woman what to do with her body. When I go back to Congress, I'm still going to be concerned about my Latino brothers and sisters, many of whom are suspect because of the way they look. We live in a country now where if you happen to speak a language that is related to that of persons who are from Mexico or from Latin American countries, then you can become suspect. And I do this because I remember when I was suspect for just being the color I am. So I'm going to stand up and fight to make sure that we no longer have our Latino brothers and sisters suspect for being just who they are. Let's fight to protect them in this great country. I want to acknowledge and let you know that I still will support the LGBTQIA plus community. People ought to be able to be themselves and not be demeaned for being themselves. So I stand with them, I have stood with them, and I will continue to stand with them. I think that it's important for me to know that there are some people who live in the streets of life. These are not the people who have been born into plenty. They were born into poverty. And I think we have to continue to fight poverty in the richest country in the world. And as such, I will continue to push for legislation that will allow us to help people to move from the streets of life into a place to call home. This should not be the case as we drive and traverse the area around our city, such that we see people who are sleeping along the sides of roads, under bridges. This is unacceptable in the richest country in the world. I will continue to fight to end poverty and hunger in the United States of America. My Asian brothers and sisters, I want you to know that you have been so important to this campaign as well as to my efforts in Congress. And I promise to fight to make sure that people are not denied the opportunity to buy property because they just happen to be from a certain place. They're not here to cause any harm. They're people who want to enjoy the American dream like everyone else. So I will be fighting for you to protect your rights. But I also am going to continue to fight to protect the rights of people from Palestine. Dr. King reminds us that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And the Palestinian people are still suffering. We have to do something about the suffering of the people in Palestine. But we also have to concern ourselves with the lives of all children. All children. It doesn't matter, Palestinian children, Israeli children, children in this country. We cannot allow our children to be slaughtered ever in any place on the planet Earth. I promise I'm going to fight to protect the lives of children wherever they happen to be. And with all of that said, I want you to know that I appreciate the press for being here, and I appreciate your patience. Mr. Menifee has claimed victory, and I am not going to challenge his claim. Mr. Menifee will be moving on with his career. I assume that in so doing, he will do well in Congress. That would be the assumption that I would give to him, and I will look forward to moving forward with the agenda that we have had, especially the agenda that we call the conscious agenda, which deals with helping people to understand that the people who came here in chains, whose lives were sacrificed for more than 240 years, they have not been properly recognized. They have been treated as throwaways. In fact, they've been blamed for the enslavement that they endured. So one of the things that I will keep high on my agenda will be this notion of making sure that the enslaved are honored to the same extent that we honor others. We have honored people who were victims of 9/11, the victims of Pearl Harbor, the victims of the Holocaust. We have to honor the enslaved too. I promise that I'm going to continue to fight for this. And I promise you that I will be accessible. You probably see me smiling, and it's because this is not the end. This is the beginning of a new chapter. It's the beginning of a new chapter that will be one that I will enjoy, and I will enjoy having all of you embark upon this new chapter with me. Let us move forward together. Let us make sure that we treat people with the kind of dignity and respect that we would have people accord us. And let us make what we consider America the Beautiful a more beautiful America. God bless you, and thank you for being here. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.